Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 114 of the WA Running Podcast. It is Monday, the 27th of April, 2026. Just Vicky and I tonight. Simon is taking a well-earned rest day. He's been moving house the last week or so. He's no longer the Prince of Pearsall, and he's moved to somewhere else in the northern suburbs to carry out his assassination of Strava segments. This week, we hear results from the Lake Rumble Run, Ballarat Marathon, Boston Marathon and the London Marathon. So a very busy week in results. Our weapons of warp, Shane Johnstone, Ali Wilcox, Tim Harmsen, my sister-in-law, Clemence Deleage, a 6-year-old half marathoner, and the team at North South who feature this week's weapons of warp. Across my screen is, of course, the one and only Vici Richardson. How are you this evening?
I am good, thank you. Chris, you've just done a brilliant job with that intro. We're honestly totally thrown tonight because a few curveballs have come at us. But yes, I'm well. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. Yeah, we've just spent probably the last 20 minutes talking off air, catching up and seeing how we've been going. But due to a no-show tonight from someone who is not Simon,
Shall remain nameless.
We've had to reschedule a few things, and this is our second take of the introduction. So apologies, Simon, if you've got any editing to do late tonight. Vicky, maybe you could take us through your training week this week.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't that exciting, to be honest. So I have continued with my not running very much theme from the last few weeks. I did a total of 51k, so I didn't run until Wednesday. And I think I said last week that after the spectating job that I did at Bridges on Sunday, I had a bit of a weird chest tightness thing, which I wasn't really sure what that was. And then over the course of the following few days, it seemed to progress into different symptoms of persistent indigestion, like feeling of breathlessness, and it just would not go. And I was like, right, I'm going to dose up on Gaviscon, and I was getting a little bit concerned about it just because of a few family things that have happened recently, and that just made me worry probably a bit too much about the symptoms. So I had, and I'm not also just not getting enough sleep, and all the things that we have to kind of put up with. But anyway, so the week wasn't overly good wellness wise, but I had I had 3 days. 2 days rest. Then I ran on Wednesday morning, did a 6k, felt fine actually running. It didn't bother me at all, and my breathing was fine. And then I did my normal yellow run on Thursday. Actually did a really nice run with Nancy Shaw. So we ran down so our yellow run goes from the cafe in North Beach, yellow, to Seabreeze Cafe at Brighton Beach, and then back. So 5Ks to Brighton Beach, and the wind was a tailwind all the way, and big Kev was there, and he was like, oh, it's going to be a headwind on the way back, it's not going to be good, we're going to turn into it. And so we did, and we turned into the headwind. And I said to a few, well, maybe we should just start a bit of a roll through like you do on a bike, and we should just all stick together and just do a couple of minutes on the front each and then roll through. And everyone ignored me except for Nancy. And so me and Nancy rolled through 2 minutes on the front all the way back to North Beach. So we did 5k. We progressively got quicker. And it was like a brilliant little interval session, tempo threshold session. It was really good. I don't think I've ever done anything like that before, with a kind of partner interval session. So that was nice. It was a really nice way to tick off a 10k run, and we successfully stayed ahead of Big Kev as well, to his frustration, because he came up behind us at the end. He's like, I've been trying to catch you all the way. So yes, that was good. John Pence stuck to his end of the deal and bought the coffees, which was very nice, from his his podium, at Bunbury. And then on Saturday, I did a park run. I did Lake Claremont park run for a slight change, and did quite a nice little run. It was good. And then yesterday, we're on Monday, aren't we? I'm thrown because of the public holiday. But yes, yesterday I did 30 Ks for my last person standing week 30. And that was with the BTRC, and it was far too fast. And and yes, I was very tired at the end of it. So that will teach me for running too fast.
A beautiful morning for it though, right?
It was beautiful. I was very cold and I didn't really warm up the whole way.
Wow.
Yeah, it was. I just felt like it was really cold. There was a guy derobing at like, I don't know, about 25k or so on the little path up the hill out of Scarborough. And we were I was like, why is he taking his clothes off? It's so cold. Like, keep your top on. But yeah, no, it was a great morning for running. But I was just feeling a bit of a chill, I think. So yeah, that was a good week.
Nice. And I think off air you were saying the hamstring seems to be coming good. Obviously that park run gave it a little test, but seems like things are going well.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, so that park run is for those that haven't done it. It's fairly undulating, and it's not like massively, but it's more undulating than UWA is, which is why currently my regular. And it's limestone-ish for some of the way. And yeah, it felt fine. It didn't really feel anything. It was nice. I was like feeling a little bit like I was racing people, which was good fun.
Nice.
And finished it and didn't feel any ill effects. And then obviously backed it up with that run yesterday as well. And then I've done another 10k this morning, which was nice. So touch wood, everything is holding together all right. So
very good.
Yeah.
Fantastic to hear. Backwards Herdies, is it on the cards?
No, I don't know. I've got to be strategic about the last person standing competition. So for those, this competition started in about September-ish, and it's 1k on week 1 going up to, you add a kilometre every week. So now we're on week 30 for 30k for week 30. There is a rule in the competition whereby if you run this week's distance and next week's distance in an event, you get the following week off. So if I was to do backwards Herdies in week 34, then and run 69k plus, that would mean I'd get the next week off, which is obviously at that point in the competition quite handy because you're starting to get fatigued by doing back-to-back long, like progressively longer runs. So that's my rationale for doing it. It is HBF weekend though, and so I am anticipating it being a very busy weekend for me with work. So yeah, I'm not sure at the moment, and I'm still in negotiations with my partner about it.
So, the most important hurdle.
Yeah. But it would be, if I was to do it, it would literally be a 10 or 11 hours done. Like get home to bed at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Is
so
that
you'd
right?
be done. Something along those lines.
5, yeah, about that.
So you wouldn't be pushing through to the next night like you did last time.
No way. No. It would be very much I'm here to do a job, get the job done, go home, sleep.
Fantastic.
So we'll see. We'll see
what happens. Yeah.
Anyway, on to yours. Yours was a much bigger week than mine.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's I guess resuming normal programming, I suppose. Had a nice week off last week after Bunbury and decided to get things back into things this week. I kind of wanted to ease my sessions in, so I ran a tempo-ish kind of session. It ended up being about threshold effort at the end of it because my heart rate kind of still is sitting pretty high. I think you were saying beforehand yours was sitting pretty high, but mine's been sitting pretty high post Bunbury. So just expecting that the effort might be higher than I want it to be at the moment. So yeah, did that Tuesday. Thursday was a short kind of threshold session, did 10 minutes at threshold and then 10 by 400s at somewhere between or slightly above threshold, I guess, with a minute off. And then, went down to Bustleton this weekend and had the opportunity to run around there for a bit. I've never really run around Bustleton much before, but just realised how flat it is there. Like it really is. Like I think I ran 25 k's up and down the coast and then through the suburbs, and I think I had about 30 meters of elevation or less for that entire run. So quite remarkable how flat it is. But it was, like I said, it was a beautiful morning Sunday, and very cold, like sub 10 degree temperatures, and got started nice and early because I didn't want to wake Maddie and the kids up. So I was we were staying in one hotel room, like 2 beds, effectively. And so I basically woke up at 4:30, went into the bathroom and ate my breakfast in the bathroom, stretched in the bathroom, and then, took off at about 5:15. So, not ideally where I'd eat my breakfast most times.
What was the breakfast? Did you bring the microwave in as well?
No, it was. I mean, you're going to be disappointed. It was a few dry Coles wraps. So, have you had those wraps that Coles bakes in house? Have you had any of those before?
No, I haven't.
They're actually
I'm not
very
a Coles
good.
customer.
Oh, okay. Are you like a Aldi, Woolies, IGA?
Woolies. Yeah, Woolies. Okay.
I used to be a Woolies too. I don't know why I've defected, but there's probably some of the baked goods that are kind of and the serve yourself kind of lolly sections that have converted me to Coles. So just reminds me of my childhood a little bit. But had some of these wraps with nothing on them, just some white plain bread wraps. And then I was on my way. I had snakes during the run, so I had some Allen's snakes. No gels, but fortunately there's a lot of water opportunity along the coast there, so had places to stop and have a water, which was nice. And that kind of wrapped up my week. So I think I ran about 110 k's this week, just around 9 hours of running, and only got in the gym once this week, but that's my first time in the gym in about 4 weeks, I think. So
well done.
Yeah, it's time to get back on the wagon.
Yeah. Oh, you need, with your introduction back into some sessions and speed work, you're going to need to balance it out with some gym work as well.
Definitely. Yeah, for sure. I think I was kind of feeling the effects of all the running I had done prior to Bunbury, and I had like the last couple of weeks off of the gym as a result of that, and just to making sure that I was fresh for the race. And then the week post race, I didn't want to do anything because I was still kind of feeling sore, and now I'm feeling good. So hopefully this week get in twice, and maybe slightly more running again.
Yeah, nice. What was the weather like down in Bustleton? Was it good?
It was a bit overcast, but for the most part, it was like dry. So, I mean, the hotel that we stayed at had like a tennis court, had a bocce court, and they had like a whole bunch and a pool and a bunch of activities. So the kids were
nice,
well and truly entertained for the first kind of 3 or 4 hours of the day, which was great. And then we just went out on a little adventure each day, went to the pub a couple of times, and went fishing, or tried to. Didn't catch anything, but naturally that's how fishing goes. But it was a nice relaxing weekend.
Nice.
And hopefully do it again soon.
And your run down there, so you've not done Bustleton Marathon, any of the marathons or the half or anything down there before?
I have told Smithy that I will do it next year in some capacity, because I know how keen on it the double crew are.
Yeah, they do, don't they? Yeah, they get down there.
I would like to go down there and experience it, because it does seem like a good time. Yeah. Have you done it before, Vicky?
It is very flat. I agree with you. I've done I don't know whether it's still on, but there used to be one in September, a marathon. It was a much smaller event than the one that is now on it's on February, that weekend with the swim. So that is actually my marathon PB course.
Oh, no way.
I don't know whether it's the same course though. I'm not sure.
I have a feeling that's like laps or something, that old course, isn't it? Like it's laps of something, or?
It would have been like 4 laps, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Okay.
think, again, slightly different. So I've obviously done the not obviously, I've done the Ironman down there as well.
Obviously. Yeah.
And obviously. And so, and that's a slightly different course as well. And the half Ironman was or now Busso 100, slightly different course. So it's amazing how one straight, flat bit of coastline, you could create so many different half marathon and marathon courses out of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's a great place to run though when the weather's good. Not so good when the wind and rain is rolling in, which
Yeah,
was
for
what it was
sure.
like when I did that
Oh,
marathon in
really?
2019, I think it was.
Right. Yeah. Well,
2020.
I feel like they've got the opposite problem now. It's just too hot all the time. So, being in
Yeah.
February. So,
Yeah.
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 What I noticed was how exposed everything is down
It
there. Like
is.
there's no overgrowth. So,
No.
it's hard running if it's sunny for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I think definitely it'd be a good one to go down and do. I've not done that February one either. So yeah, I think it'd be good.
And I think Ash inspired me. You know, Ash went down and ran it like this year and won it. So, you know, I'd love to get down there again and hopefully see a few familiar faces.
Yeah. And then your speed work, 400s. How was that? How did that feel with speed work?
Yeah,
Speeding
it's
back in for the
funny.
first
Like
time.
usually after a marathon, the 400s always feel the worst ever.
Yeah.
But I was mindful not to like really outdo myself or try and outdo myself. I just kind of kept it to roughly what my 5K pace would be. So not stretching myself too far for kind of like an 80-second rep or whatever it works out to be. So it was good. I think it was definitely kind of my legs were tired toward the end of those 400s, but that I'll just kind of sprinkle in that kind of stuff over the next few weeks, and once I get closer to I think Bibra Half, which is probably going to be my goal road race for the next couple of months.
Yeah.
I'll start to kind of really knuckle down and hit some speedy stuff in the weeks prior to that. But for now, just focus on running a lot of tempo and threshold stuff, I suppose.
And not going off road yet. You're sticking to pavements.
I won't do any. I was considering doing like a few PTS runs, or like, I have locked in the King of the Mountain.
Yeah.
So I'll do that as a practice run, but I'll probably do the trail on my long runs, to be honest, unless I've got some specific stuff put in. But it'll be like I've sprinkled in a few races over the next few months just for a bit of fun, and in the weeks between those races, I will probably get out to the trail on the Sunday, and it'll increasingly get longer and longer. But I think for now, just a couple of hours, 2 or 3 hours, probably enough to get me by.
Yeah. Sounds good. Yeah.
Looking good. Can't wait.
Lots of good things coming up.
Big time. Let's get into results, hey?
Yeah. Yes, let's. So we don't have too many results to cover from in WA today, but we do have the Lake Rumble, which happened yesterday. So this is this the one that Simon calls the Timu Joondalup half?
It is,
yes.
yeah.
Okay, that's what it is. But there is a I put all the names in because I like the names. So there's the Kookaburra 5K, the Paperbark 14K, the Turtle 21K, the Enduro 28K, and the 42K marathon. We didn't have a name for the marathon, just called it the 42K marathon. So starting off with the 5K in the men's, Thomas Ramsden ran 20:24. Cooper McDonald 20:55 and Nicholas Broadbent 21:03. I can't even read this now. Is that Ava Brennan? Yes, it is. Ava Brennan in 20:25. So second overall, very close second overall. Sarah Johnson 27:34 and Christy Bernardo in 27:42. For third, in the 14K, men's Jack O'Connor was first in 56:37, followed by Paul Henschel in 58:55, and Harry McAlpine. That's it, McAlpine, in 1 hour, 1 minute and 40 seconds. The females, Emily Murray was first female in 1 hour and 2 minutes, Fiona Sutcliffe in 1 hour and 3 minutes, and Sarah Howarth in 1 hour, 3 minutes, 58 seconds. In the 21K for the men, Bruce Campbell was first in 1:21, followed by Michael Laurie in 1:24, followed by Matt Devereux. Oh, you're better at that surname than I am. I'm sure you've said that surname before.
We'll go with Devereux, I reckon.
Devereux in 1:24:30. And then in the females, Brianna Wingfield, in 1 hour, 50 minutes, 39 seconds, followed by Angela Thomas in 1:53:11 and Leah Matthew in 1:53:20. In the 28K, we had Julia Middlewick in 1:54:05, followed by Dean Lane in 1:54:08, and Diego Barry in 2 hours and 19 minutes. For the females, Shane Horton in 2:40 and 9 seconds. Geraldine Day Perkins, was a second in 2:41:59, and Lisa van der Westhausen in 2:57:43. I got so excited that I pronounced that name correctly. And then in the marathon, John Pence, who's another coffee, 2:49. So nice sub 2:50 for John. Followed by Leo Bayers in 2:54:08. Leo is another yellow runner, so shout out to him. And then Romain Hamad in 3 hours flat and 26 seconds. And in the females, Freya Jensen was first female in 3 hours 40. Followed by Nancy Ashby in 3:51 and Zoe Tisdale in 3:56.
Well done. You did
I might, thank you. That was a bit of a marathon itself, wasn't it? I might pop up to the Lake Rumble next year and just do the marathon.
Yeah, why not?
It's
What's your PB in the marathon, Vicky?
Well, it's a bit old now, but 3:20.
Well,
and some change.
There's a prize on the table there waiting for you to take it by the looks of it.
It'd possibly be a bit lonely. Although with all the distances, it'd probably be quite a few people out doing different start times and so on.
True.
So, yeah,
it is a different course to the Joondalup Running Festival, so they run kind of up and down the west side of Lake Joondalup from memory. So,
do they? Yeah.
You will be around people all of the time, which is quite cool.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But very flat because you don't run up the hilly section behind the car park there, and it's good from what I've heard.
Okay. Yeah, nice. Very nice. Okay, on to our coverage of Ballarat Running Festival.
Yeah, so, I mean, very windy conditions from all accounts that I heard from, even more so than last year. So I think there was this has kind of, the Ballarat Running Festival kind of runs over 2 days. I think on the Saturday they've got a mile and the 5K, and then on the Sunday they've got the 10, half and the marathon. But like windy, very much so on both days. But we had pretty good representation over there from WA's perspective. We had a whole bunch of people from the Herdsman Harriers go over and run the marathon. We had Susie McMahon run a 3:04:02, which was first in her age category. I'm not 100% certain if that's a PB for Susie, but fantastic run nonetheless in those conditions. Rob Neal ran a 3:00:45 for a PB, which is a big improvement over his time at Gold Coast last year. So congratulations, Rob. Toby Newman ran a 10-minute PB of 3:02:16. So another great run. So that's the three Herdsman Harriers. They're wrapped up. We had Ollie Palmer from Front Runner run a 2:25:25, which is very fast and a very pleasing number to read. So I'm sure Ollie's very happy with that.
Yeah, amazing.
We had Team Tina crew over there too, running the half. Tina herself running 1:26:59, also first in her age category, which is awesome. It says PB there. Is that a PB for Tina? I'm not certain.
According to Strava, Yes, it
Interesting.
is. Yes.
Okay. Well, we'll say it is, and then Tina can say otherwise when we have her on the podcast in a couple of weeks' time.
Yes. Yes. Um, I did double check that because I also wondered because I thought surely Tina's like, yeah, I didn't think that would be her fastest, but it's say Tina's fastest half marathon. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll say it is for now, and we'll spread misinformation as we
Mhm.
please. We also had Ashley coming down from Brisbane. I think she's based in now, 1:28:22 to run a PB, which is awesome. And yeah, I guess that kind of wraps up the people that we kind of found that had run Ballarat over the weekend. What I wanted to kind of bring up was, this a lot of media outlets are kind of spruiking Ballarat as the fastest marathon in Australia, calling it the Valencia of the South, things like that. I'm wondering whether or not this is overrated, simply because the last few years or the last couple of years, it's only been around for 3 or 4 years. The conditions have never been great. Supposedly, the conditions there are very good most of the time through these kind of period of the year, but unfortunately, hasn't been good. I just wonder whether or not, a lot of the coverage is kind of eastern states centric. I mean, the same could be said for Gold Coast. It's very humid many years,
Yeah.
and that kind of results in a lot of people maybe not achieving the times that they were after. Sydney's obviously hilly. Melbourne's obviously a bit of a
Busy.
gamble,
Yeah.
with its weather can be just about anything on any given day. I just wonder whether or not all these people should be coming over and running Bunbury instead.
I think based on the conditions at Bunbury, well, yeah, it was a tad warm, wasn't it?
It was a tad warm this year. I should say that. I mean,
Yeah.
past years it's either been wet or cool,
Yeah. Yeah.
but this year it was a little warm. So
Mm. It's
it
just it
swings and roundabouts.
it really is the look of the draw, isn't it? Because I was thinking when you were talking Gold Coast, not that I've done Gold Coast, but then obviously the point about it really does depend on whether you can cope with humidity or not. And so that's
Yeah,
it's horses for
sure.
courses, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been tempted by Ballarat because I am easily sold to.
Absolutely.
But yeah, no, it doesn't seem like it. It's the lake, isn't it? The exposure around the lake that's the
Yeah,
issue.
I think so.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I don't
mean,
know.
I'm all for regional races and running festivals. I think it's really good for local economies and things like that. So I will certainly encourage the growth of it. I just wonder whether or not it's been oversold in some way to the rest
Yeah,
of us who don't know that much about Ballarat.
yeah, possibly.
Uh,
Yes, it's interesting. I would like to go over and I feel like I just need to do some research. Maybe if we got a research budget, Chris, because we could just, take a race each and pop over and do them in the next 12 months and give our honest opinions.
exactly. Might have to start that Patreon after all. Yeah, so I guess we'll move over to the international marathon. So we obviously Boston last week was happening while we were recording, so we didn't get to cover much. Now we used to cover the majors, the results of the majors, relatively frequently, with the help of our very special friend David Newen. However, he's never been the same ever since the Claysbrook incident. So I'll do my best in his stead. All hail the Stride King. Perfect conditions at Boston last week made for very fast running, and just a taste of what was to come that on this weekend that followed. Both winners ran very quickly in the Boston Marathon. John Correa ran 2:01:52, which is a course record, and Sharon Lakiti ran 2:18:51. The surprising thing is that those two are back-to-back winners from 2025, so very impressive stuff to see. But, we were only just, I mean, a tailwind and cool temperatures obviously makes you run fast, but I guess none of us really knew what was coming in London this week, and I guess we'll get to that shortly. Matt Felton from WA ran 2:53:47 in his return to the marathon. I think it's been a few years since Matt's run one, and he managed to win his para category, which is pretty cool. So congratulations, Matt. Alison Blackburn ran a PB in 4:02:49 and now has her 6-star medal. So I'm
Oh,
sure Alison is absolutely over the
awesome.
moon.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Look forward to catching up with Alison at some stage and chatting all things Boston. And then, one of the inspirational runners of the year, Brian Lipp, he ran Boston in 2:56, finally broke that 3-hour barrier. Mind you, this is a week after running Bunbury and running 3:00:20 or something. So having just missed out on 3 hours the week before, goes out and runs a 4-minute, that's 4 minutes under 3 hours. So congratulations, Brian. I think that's a PB for him, and that's amazing. He's been chasing that sub-3 for a very long time. Bergen, he went to run the following Saturday. So this is the day before London. He decided to go and run Bergen Marathon as a warm-up. Ran 3:38 there. And then at London, which we'll get to shortly, ran 3:04, which is incredibly impressive. I just really don't know how he does it.
I don't know either. And those times are amazing. But also add in a marathon the week before Boston and then a flight to Boston. Like a time difference, and then a 2:56 marathon, and then a flight to Bergen's Norway, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah. So I put this in. I don't know why I've forgotten that because I saw it was Norway earlier. But yeah, flies to Norway, goes and runs 3:38 the day before London, and then flies back to London and runs 3:04. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I am like mind blown as to
Totally.
how he can do this. It's pretty incredible. Like he's got some legs on him, I reckon.
Absolutely. And he's no spring chicken either. This is a guy who's running 52 marathons this year for his 52nd birthday. So kudos to him. I mean,
Yeah.
he did tell me after I sent him a text and said, congratulations. And he said, it went really well at Boston. And he explained that I think he had 450 grams of carbs in his run. So 150 grams an hour, which is up there, like
Wow.
with the numbers that,
Wow.
I think Vlad pushes like those numbers. And I think Joel was saying he runs with close to 150 grams an hour. So,
Yeah.
I mean, kudos to you if you can keep it down. But, he's obviously found out a formula that works for him. And kind of just hits 100K every week, and at the end of every week there just happens to be a marathon. So,
Wow.
yeah,
it's great that he's found that works for him. But yes, I just think it's amazing that he's able. I'm so excited to see which one he's going to next.
yeah,
Do you
me
know?
too.
Do you know which one
Yeah.
it is next? Or
I'm not sure. I have to ask
the one
him.
in Europe, maybe.
I'm sure. I'm sure we'll find something on his Instagram in the next day or so with what's coming up this weekend. But what he did explain to me also was that he ran his half marathon PB in the second half of Boston over the Newton Hills. So, incredible stuff.
Yeah, that's amazing. Ben May came down to George's. We had a surcharge run this morning, and he came with his jacket, his Boston jacket on,
nice.
and his medal. And my goodness, that was actually so. Ben ran 3:21. He's been struggling with a bit of an injury recently, so he was happy to run that time, I think. But that medal is amazing. That is a medal you want to get. Like, it was very, very cool. Yeah,
I was expressing that to Maddie earlier. I was watching some highlights of London, and the medal at London too just looks. The majors know how to do a fantastic medal.
Well, Sydney's a great medal as well, actually. Like, I really did like my Sydney medal from last year. It's like, they're very impressive. Another point about Boston, I saw that, and I shared this with you guys earlier in the week. 609 women ran a sub-3 at Boston, up from 385 last year.
Shit, unreal.
I mean, it's a similar thing to what we were saying about Bridges and the amount of sub-40s as well, wasn't it? I think was it 100 odd sub-40s this year versus 10 years ago that was a lot less. Just such a massive running boom at the moment, and it's great seeing more women on the start line and more women getting very
Yeah.
fit as well.
All for it. I mean, Kat was there last year, right? She ran sub 3 at last year's edition. So, yeah, that's massive. All right. Well, yeah, I mean, speaking of women's running, we'll get to London Marathon. So, Tajista Sefa ran a 2:15:41 for a women's only world record, beating Helen O'Beary. And Sefa also beat her own world record in that category from last year. So, yeah, a really great race to watch there if anyone's seen the highlights. And of course, I think it's been all over Instagram the last 24 hours, but 3 men beat the previous world record held by Kelvin Kipton, which was 2:00:35. We had Sebastian Sarway run the world's first sub 2 hour marathon in 1:59:30, followed by Yomif Kajelcha with 1:59:41, which was on debut, no less. He's the previous half marathon world record holder as well. And then Jacob Kiplimo, who's the current half marathon world record holder. Everyone's been kind of talking about how Kiplimo is likely to be the guy who's going to break the record, and then 2 other guys go and run over the top of him. One of them, a first timer, is just really, really impressive, and crazy to see. And I think some of the story behind it is that there's all this extra testing that Sarway has been doing in order to prove that he's clean, which is good to see in the sport, and hopefully put some of the naysayers to bed, which is cool. But yeah, if anyone's got an opportunity to go over there and check out that on YouTube, I'd suggest you do it. Adios Pro Evo 3s seem to be the winner all around. I think, Asefa was wearing them. And then, Sarway and Kajelcha both wearing a pair of Adios Pro Evo 3s. So I'm not sure if they're on market yet for purchase, but I'm sure when they do pop up, if they're $800, there'll still be a few people chasing a pair because they're obviously doing the right things over at Adidas.
Well, I actually have been wearing my Cloud Monster Hypers for the last few weeks because I've been very comfortable in them, and I'm not doing anything quicker than supposedly easy pace at the moment. But I did put my Evo SLs on this morning in celebration of the London Marathon and the fact that Adidas were the out and out winner. And I think I saw an article about Adidas having put up money for extra testing as well. So they've Sarway, they've funded additional testing for him to prove that try and prove that he's clean. I very much hope that he is, that all 3 of them are. Because it's a shame that we have to think now, isn't that amazing? Oh, I hope they're not doping. It's
I know. It's an awful way to feel, isn't it?
It is. So it would be great that, if nothing ever comes out about that, and that's not just because they've hidden it well, it's because it genuinely is just an incredible human achievement, or multiple, all in the same race. I mean,
out of this, I guess I've become a massive Kajelcha fanboy. So, like, all the interviews I've seen of him after the race, he's got this smile, this really cheeky smile, his demeanor. It's just infectious. And, it just seems like he's a guy who loves running. And I think it's a good advertisement for the sport. Also, as you've shared here, we had Eilish McColgan's toe seemed to have exploded at some way around halfway. The photos of her foot inside of her shoe look pretty grim, out of a horror movie. It's just like all red. Hopefully the blister that she had heals quickly. She ran 2:24, which I think is just shy of her PB. But, in her words, her foot exploded, or it felt like it did, which can't be very pleasant to feel halfway through a marathon.
It looked awful. And originally, when I saw her time, I thought, she'd probably be disappointed about, because I haven't been following her last few weeks or the lead up to this race at all, actually. But so close to a PB, But it sounds like she's had a few things that have gone perhaps not as well as she would have liked in the lead up. So, and then obviously that is not an ideal way to get halfway through a marathon and find that your foot's pouring of blood. So yeah, if anyone wants to see something a bit grim, go and have a look at her photos on Instagram, because it was very, very bloody. But yes, hopefully she will be back, and I'm sure that she will run faster in the months and years to come.
Yeah. So we also had at London, we had a few WA reps. Now, forgive us if we've missed anyone, but we had Jules Bennett run 3:01:53, which is magnificent from Jules. We had Nick John Ireland break 2 hours and 30 minutes for the first time, I believe. So he ran 2:29:46. He was absolutely cruising, I think, through the first 30K, and I think he did slow a little bit, but he was on for about 2:25 or 2:26 pace at one point. So, yeah, incredible stuff, Nick John. Congratulations. We had Francesco Piacentin from Team Tina run 3:44:26. I think he was potentially not going to make the race, but managed to get over there and get on the track and get it done. So congratulations, mate. And I guess we just wanted to share our best wishes to James Payne, who had to unfortunately make a late withdrawal due to a hamstring strain. His training leading up to London was looking absolutely marvellous, to be fair, and by all accounts was in very, very good shape. But it's just hoping James is feeling okay. It must be really tough to train all that time through the shitty cold winter of the UK and then have to pull up stumps, a week out from the race. But fortunately, I think he still went and got to spectate some history in the men's and the women's races. So that's pretty cool for James.
Yeah. Get well soon, James.
Yeah. But that's us from the results side of things. We've got upcoming events here. I'll quickly swing into those. We've got the Swan River Half on the 2nd of May down at Sir James Mitchell Park. There's a 5K, 10K and half marathon. There's the Ultra Series OMFG Trail Running Festival out at John Forest National Park. I think that's for On My Feet, if I'm not mistaken. So bit of a charity drive there. There's a 6K, 10K, 16K and 25K. I think one of the perks of that run is that you get to run through the Swan View Heritage Railway tunnel, which from my past experiences is absolutely terrifying. So good luck to anyone running that. There's the inaugural Rockingham Coastal Classic held down at Rockingham on the 3rd of May this Sunday. This replaces the Fremantle Harbour Master Classic from the past few years. There's a 5K and a 10K there. I did see yesterday that 10K was sold out, but then this morning there appear to have been a few extra entries opened up. So if anyone's looking to get a 10K there on the path, you should jump in quickly. There is, for the 5 and 10K, there's also a beach option. So you can actually run on the sand for half of the course, which is, I guess, a unique thing. And maybe you're using that as a training run for what is on the following weekend, which is Margaret River Ultra Marathon.
I should start my sand training at that event. I thought about it yesterday and I thought, there's a man there running on the sand. I should run on the sand. And I proceeded to just run on the path for 30K. So I don't know how that beach leg is going to go. But yeah, actually, I might just go and do that and run on the sand.
Yeah, well, weather's looking good for Sunday. So fingers crossed the rain stays away, it stays cool, and we might see some fast times down there, whether it be on the path or on the sand. Margaret River Ultra on Saturday, 9th of May through to the 10th of May on the Sunday. There's the 42K solo, 80K solo, and the 80K relay. We've got the Mother's Day Classic, David Nguyen's favourite race on Sunday, the 10th of May. There's a 5K run walk and a 10K run walk there. There's the Wings for Life World Run, the Perth edition, which are you familiar with this format, Vicky?
Vaguely. Do you have to beat something?
Yeah, so there's a virtual car which starts X amount of time behind you. You basically, when you start, and then the car slowly speeds up over time, and then eventually catches people, and the last person standing is the last person, or the winner is the person caught by the car the last. So I think Sota Maihara has run this race the last few years. He was probably, I think, the leader at Perth, the Perth edition last year. And then I think the likes of Jake Barraclough on YouTube, or Ran to Japan on YouTube, he's done it ran up. I think he got up to like 70 odd Ks, which is crazy.
What?
Yeah, I
Oh
know.
my goodness.
Yeah. A crazy long run for a Sunday, but yeah,
Wow.
it's an interesting run, and it's run worldwide, kind of,
Yeah.
which is cool. Simultaneously, I think so. Yeah, it's an interesting format nonetheless.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that, the proceeds for that go toward research for. I'm gonna get it wrong, so I'm probably not going to say. But it goes toward a research institute, something to do with neck injuries, or maybe I'm completely butchering this, Vicky. What am I talking about?
Not-for-profit Wings for Life goes to spinal cord research.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. What is the virtual car? Like, what's his car? Like, where's the car?
So yeah, you basically have it on your phone, right? So you're running with your
Oh,
phone, and then
got
it'll
it.
tell
Okay.
you when you're caught, and then it'll know when you're caught. Presumably, it must be linked to your entry or whatever. So yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know how it links to your watch or whatever, but you must have to run with your watch and your phone simultaneously. I guess someone could explain this to us, but
yeah, okay, got it. Oh, that's really interesting. I'd heard of it, but I didn't really understand how it worked, and I'd never looked into it. But that is quite cool, and I like the fact that it's also for a very good, worthy cause. So
yeah, it
I
seems to be
won't be
growing
doing it
each
because
year.
I'll be in Margaret River. But if I wasn't, I would be getting my last person standing week, whatever it is, done
right
at
there.
that.
Yeah,
That would be good.
perfect. Yeah, that's going to be a pretty busy weekend by the looks. The following weekend on the 17th of May, we've got the Joondalup Running Festival. I think there's still some entries open for the 5 and 10. I think the half might be sold out. There's Backwards Herdies on Friday, 22nd of May, which we'll no doubt see you there, Vicky. We've, of course, got HBF Run for a Reason on Sunday, 24th of May. The 21K is exclusive, is very much sold out unless you win one of the entries on that we've posted on socials this week. The 12K is very close to sold out, and I think the 3K still has some entries. Am I mistaken?
That's all correct. Yep. Very good.
Very good. So yeah, we've had that. I guess we'll talk about it a little bit later, but maybe jump on socials and see if you can grab a ticket there. And returning for 2026 is the Elica Running Festival. Matt Maguire brought this to our attention the other day. He's a past winner of this event and a local to the Albany area. So last year, unfortunately, they had to cancel the 29th edition of the race because of rising costs, mostly to do with traffic and things like that. Because this is a race run exclusively on the road, which is pretty cool for a regional race. But yeah, it's back this year, which is great to see. So there's a half marathon, a 10K, and a 5K. I guess what we could do is post a link to the entry there for anyone who's interested in going down and racing it. In past years, I think the weather's it's like a more or less dead flat course. It's very cold and it's all on the road. So yeah, I think it's supposed to be a very fast course. I think Matt ran 1 hour 15 minutes there in 2023 for the win, and Joel I think won last year in 1:18 or something like that. So yeah, I mean, might be good to get. I think Carl Heslop is the gentleman that's organising that. So maybe worth catching up with him in the next few weeks to see.
It would be good.
What's behind kind of organising a regional event, particularly one that has had to have a break due to cost increases. So, no, good to see.
It's very good that they've managed to bring it back because I imagine that's a hard place to return from when obviously they had some challenges last year. So, it's good to see it back, and it's cold and flat.
Yeah, exactly.
3 words to describe Elica.
Yeah, it could be the premier half marathon in WA, Vicky, if it continues to grow
on that weekend. Yeah.
Yeah. Very good. All right, Vicky, take us away with your verbalizations.
Yes, so probably a bit of a repeat from last week, but if you have not seen our socials, and Chris already just mentioned as well, we have 3 exclusive HBF Run for a Reason entries up for grabs for any distance, even for the half marathon, which is sold out. They are also for any wave excluding seeded. So do not ask us about seeded because we can't get you into seeded. I like caveat. I've been asked this before, and I can't do anything about seeded for health and safety reasons. All you need to do is send us a voice note or a video on our Instagram page. And tell us your reason for running. We've got that competition open until Sunday, the 3rd of May. And yeah, we are looking forward to giving away these three free entries. So jump on if you are on the hunt for a half marathon entry. Or a 12K or a 3K, and you don't want to pay for it. You can have one on us. And then the other one that I wanted to mention again, because it's coming up on this Saturday, 2nd of May, 6:30 a.m. at Leighton Beach. We've got a HBF community run. We have got the Perth's biggest ever collab happening.
It looks like it, yeah.
HBF Run for a Reason. Ex-Wolves, ex-Banana Bread Chasers, ex-Coastal Cadence, ex-Perth Run Collective, ex-Brooks, ex-Warp. We just tagged ourselves on at the end there because I'll be there. Chris, are you coming?
It's not likely that I'll be there this weekend,
Okay.
Vicky.
I will go and represent.
Thank you.
And yes. So that will be a good one. We will do the Wolves run that we would typically do on a Saturday, but we will do it in an opposite direction. So rather than going up towards Cottesloe, I think we're going to go down towards the lighthouse because there's just a bit more space on the path down there, and hopefully we'll get a good turnout. Brooks will be there doing a wear test. There will be giveaways. There probably will also be some free entries up for grabs. Well, there will definitely be some free entries up for grabs as well. Spin the wheel. Merch, all sorts of stuff going on. So it should be good. Good laugh. Yeah.
Sounds great.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to hearing these voice memos actually, because I'm sure we're going to get some serious ones. We get some people who are genuinely interested in winning, but I'm sure we're going to get some that are on the not so serious side and just seeking a little bit of attention. But
that's okay. That's okay. You can seek attention. Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing them as well, because we all have very different reasons for running. As you say, they can span from being very deep and meaningful to very lighthearted, and I think on the day of the week we probably have all of those individually as well. So
100%,
depending on what's going on. So yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, I'll go through our weapons of warp because there are a couple this week. I saw Shane Johnstone, Ali Wilcox, and Tim Harmsen heading down to the Stirling Ranges on the weekend. They ran 30 Ks on Saturday with, I think, over 3,000 meters of elevation. So, I mean, when I say running, it's very much like mountain climbing up down there. And some of the photos that Shane took and shared via his Instagram are incredible. And that's something, it's just continue every time I see photos from there. I think Macca was down there with Joel last year, and it just continues to remind me I need to get down there, and have a look, because it looks like an incredible part of our state that I've just never had the opportunity to go and explore. But yeah, all of that looks like it's in prep for Ali to go over and run Snowdonia in Wales in a little while. So might have to get in touch with Ali and see if we can find out a bit more. We've got Mark Lommers, who's a Team Tina crew member.
He was also down at the Stirling Ranges. I don't think he was with that crew, but he was. Now you've just said that to me. You've triggered my memory. He was sending some great photos of climbing, serious climbing, which he does do. Not just running. Mark does orienteering and flies over the place doing some really cool orienteering races. And he's very, very, very good at it. But he also loves a bit of climbing, and the weather looked beautiful down there this weekend. Really nice. So hopefully he'll be back at Yellow next week with some stories to tell. When he is there, he's usually way ahead of me, actually. So to be honest, I won't hear them even if he tells them. But yes, looks like it was a good weekend for the Stirling Ranges.
Yeah, big time. I wanted to, I guess, undertake a little bit of nepotism and call out my sister-in-law, Clemence Deleage, for completing her first marathon over in Nantes in the kind of west coast of France. that's her hometown, and she's currently residing in Geneva with my brother-in-law. But yeah, she was aiming for sub 4, having never run a marathon before. I think she'd run a 1:45 half or thereabouts, but just missed out and ran 4:01:33, which is an incredible effort first time around. We're kind of all following her on the tracking app and seeing how consistent she was with her splits. In fact, she got a bit carried away through the first half, as a lot of people tend to do, and was running pretty quick. But yeah, I think the lactic sniper came after her about 35 k's in, and unfortunately, yes, made her slow down. But no, she did a fantastic job, and she should be very proud of that. She's actually told me I need to go and run that marathon next year, so I'm not sure if I don't get in the London ballot, which I have entered, then I might be doing non-marathon next April. We'll wait to see.
I was just looking it up. Is it meant to be flat? Oh, it doesn't look that flat actually.
I don't think it's a particularly fast course, and it was warm, right? It was like, I think it was like 13 or 14 on the start line. This, mind you, this is at like 9:30 in the morning or something. When they start the race, which is still crazy to me. But and then by the time she finished, it was like in the mid-20s, so it was warm, right?
Yeah.
So and not a traditionally fast race either. Like the winners are typically, I think, in the 2 teens for the men, and then kind of in the 2:20s to 2:30s for the women. So it's like a Perth Running Festival-esque kind of field of runners,
Yeah. But 235 meters of elevation by the look of it.
Yeah, so kind of somewhere between Perth and Sydney, I suppose.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Well done to her.
Yeah, very good. I have to do speaking of welfare checks, I've got to do a welfare check on her, see how she's feeling today. But I was going to call out for a welfare check on some 6-year-old kid who ran a half marathon in 2 hours and 45 minutes over the weekend. I'm not really sure if he ran it. I hope he was in a pram, but it seemed like he had a finisher's medal and whatnot. So yeah, that's pretty ropey, and probably the less said the better.
Yeah.
I wanted to shout out the Instagram page North South Live. I don't know if you've seen this, Vicky, but they've been covering kind of Australian running events, mostly East Coast stuff. So the last couple of years, they did some fantastic coverage at Ballarat over the weekend, putting together post-race interviews with the kind of podium finishes in the 10K, or in fact every race. They did it on the Saturday and the Sunday. So everything from the mile to the marathon effectively. And yeah, it was just really cool to see and hear the perspectives of like some of Australia's best athletes, talk through their race just minutes after they've finished. It's not often you get that kind of the access to that kind of stuff like from our major broadcast media. So being able to do that at the finish line basically is pretty cool. And yeah, I think worthy of everyone going to check them out if they haven't seen them already. But yeah.
I hadn't, but I have now, and their socials look very good. It's always difficult to find coverage of these races, and when we talk about them and we know people that are running them, and it's nice to actually kind of hear what happened and hear from, as you say, the winners. So yes, I will follow along from now on.
For sure. I mean, there's some, even if you go back and look at like last year's Gold Coast, Sydney and Melbourne marathons, I think they did some really good kind of not just interviews, but also like, I don't know if it's promotional material because I don't know if they're actually officially involved in those running festivals, but this kind of just, coverage of like really kind of great coverage of these races with kind of back Australian, artist backing tracks and stuff. It's
nice.
Pretty
nice.
cool.
Yeah.
Worth checking out. But Vicky, I think that wraps us up this week. I think we've managed to fill an hour's worth without the guest that we were hoping to have tonight. So we've done pretty well, don't you think?
We have provided the perfect 60-minute run soundtrack.
Exactly.
So no 1.2 times speed necessary. You can just listen to us at normal speed and you will literally get 60 minutes. How perfect.
Totally. Hey, speaking of 60 minutes and listening to us, I spoke with Jeremy Ng from Double, who ran Bridges. He ran 2:52 at Bunbury a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
And then ran Bridges. I think he paced somebody at Bridges. Apparently, he was listening to Warp while he was running his marathon down at Bunbury, which is absolutely crazy, don't you think?
Yes. Yes.
That's
Gosh, surely there's more interesting things to listen to.
That's what I would have thought. Absolutely.
I had best intentions to put on I'd got a little backlog of Easy Double podcasts that I wanted to listen to at Hurdy's. And I was going to listen to I've really enjoyed their London Calling Road to London series with Tim Vincent and Jake Smith and Ran to Japan. And I was going to listen to those. And I just couldn't. I couldn't do it. Even at a race like Hurdy's, where I was just walking for most of it, I just needed music. Couldn't listen to people talking.
Something other than running. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, and something other than running. It was just like not the right thing for me. And both the years I've done Hurdy's, I've thought, I've got all these podcasts lined up. I'll catch up on things. No, just need music.
Yeah, very good. All right. Well, if anyone wants to get in touch with us, you can find us on Instagram at WA Running Pod. Our email is warunningpodcast@gmail.com, and our Strava group is Warp. Thanks, Vicky, for running along with me tonight. And hopefully we are in the heads of some people on their Wednesday morning runs at roughly an hour long this week. And hopefully Simon's back next week, refreshed from his move, and potentially with tonight's failed guest. We'll wait and see.
And then you'll all know who it is.
Yeah. Very good. All right. Thanks, Vicky.
Right.
We'll catch you next time.
Chris. Nice work. Thanks, everyone.
See ya.